Here she comes. Oh no, you're in the grass. There you go. Here she comes. Whoa! Oh. Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Joe Wednesdays. Long time no see, and here's our monthly update for you. Well, let's see. Lydia's been having a hard time this month, unfortunately. She's certainly been having some fun, but like this girl's poor stomach will just not agree with her this month, apparently. Let's see. So I don't know. Like at least 2 out of the 4 weekends, she's spent most of them just kind of lying down on the couch or lying in bed, just because she has not felt good in her stomach. She either she's eaten something that she that's not agreeing with her or something. We're trying to narrow it down, but so yeah, she's had a hard time with food for one, and then she's also been having kind of a hard time sleeping. We've gotten a little bit of relief in that front, because you know there was a weekend there that Ashley took a business trip, and she was alone with Dad for a couple of days, and I think Mom and my theory about it is that she remembers times where Mom was in the hospital for the first couple of years, and so any nights that were just Dad nights were, oh my God, something happened to Mom and I'm worried about her. So needless to say, this was kind of like the first time Ashley got to do like a work-related trip, and it was kind of like an educational thing for her. So, you know, like obviously we wanted her to be able to go, but the trade-off was Lydia got a few nights along with me more than normal, and she was not having it. So she was having a pretty rough time with that, and we kind of saw that kind of cascade a little bit once Mom was back into like her bedtime routines were taking like an hour or two to get done, and it's like, okay, we need to do something about this, I think. So. And I mean, we've been consulting with some like sleep specialists at the Dayton Children's Hospital, as well as like some behavioral therapists that we knew from using before. And what we kind of decided to do was like, okay, like the doctor at the Children's Hospital said that, you know, there's children doses of melatonin out there that we could consider using, and that kind of stuff. And since a lot of our, you know, routine stuff has really not been working with her, and I said to Ashley, it's like, what do we got to lose trying it out with her? And so we got these like little, like they're like just like 1 milligram like kids doses approved for, you know, like 3 to 5 year olds, that kind of stuff. So and oh my gosh, like the first night we gave her like one little capsule, she went sleep drunk in like the first 5 minutes, within like 5 minutes of taking it. It was kind of funny to watch, because like suddenly she was just like, I'm not upset, you're upset, kind of deal. It was so funny. But then she went down like a light at that point. So it's like, hey, they work. But with how like just drastically she reacted to it, we were kind of like, let's see if only like a half dose will do it. So we've been giving her like half doses of the tablets that we got. Started off with a lot of good success. She was going down within like 10 to 20 minutes of like. Our bedtime routine starts at 8 after we've read some books, and she's like been down by like 8:10 or something like that. So like, oh my God, suddenly an hour and a half turns into 10 minutes. It's like, we have our evening lives back, thank God. But I digress. So and you know, so she still does go down at a relatively good pace. What we've seen kind of in the last week or two though is that she is getting up more frequently in the evenings, like around like 4 or so, and so that's been kind of the trade-off of tiredness. Instead of it taking a long time to get her to do it at the beginning, now she's waking us up in the evening. So there's still that trade-off. So we're finding some middle ground, because like I'm thinking that it's like, okay, maybe she's kind of adjusted to the half dose and it's not going to be so drastic on her, so maybe we just give her the full thing now. Um, but we'll play around with that and see how that goes. So that's been Lydia's updates. Well, she also this month has moved up into the next room at her daycare, the next like pre-K room. I think she's had a little harder of a time transitioning this time around. But at the same time, I think just regardless of how well she transitioned, there was still going to be some time to transition. So I don't think it's nothing to be too worried about. But I know that's probably adding on to having the hard time on top of all the belly stuff and sleep stuff she's been dealing with. So a lot of stuff to juggle. Hopefully we can get her some calm. It was fun. Memorial Day we did a little company Memorial Day picnic that me and Lydia attended, and it was fun to see her playing with kids she didn't know and that kind of stuff. That was really encouraging to watch and see. So, and then like she keeps meeting new kids at the swim lessons place that we go to, the Goldfish School that we go to, and it's a lot of fun to see her kind of growing up and more of her personality coming out more and more and more and that kind of stuff. Because like she like will like bend down and like get in like a smaller kid's face, just be like, "Hey, are you okay?" and that kind of thing. And then like it's kind of her way of inviting him to play, and like eventually like she's running around and they're running around with him. It's adorable. I love it. I love seeing it. Anyway, so I'll stop gushing about Lydia. And for those of you that follow my Facebook that are wondering like where all my Lydia photos are, don't worry, I'll get back to you. I have some a lot of photos that I have not been able to share because when I got my new phone, I like backed up all the photos, but then I haven't like downloaded the app to like access the pictures and stuff. So, but I do intend to do another like photo dump on Facebook for those who are looking for more Lydia cuteness. But yeah, like like work is still work. It's still it's really a lot, and it still doesn't show signs of slowing. So we'll deal with that as it goes, and I hope there's at least some relief somewhere eventually. But anyway, we're gonna not talk about that stuff. But I guess I don't know. Like our tax return and some other things are apparently burning a hole in my pocket this month because we decided to go out and spend some money. The first thing that's probably been a long time coming was I finally got my AC fixed in my car. Because for like the last at least 2 years I've been driving around with poorly working AC, and every time I'd taken it into the shop there. They check fuel levels and all fluid levels, excuse me. They would check fluid levels and they would do some other tests, and we got like fans replaced and all that kind of stuff. And I kept telling them it's like yeah, it does work as long as like you're stationary, but like I'm driving 10 minutes down the highway and it's gone. So it's like the heat of the engine and the heat of the environment outside is like overtaxing it. It can't keep up. It's not staying cold anymore. So I finally like got ahead of it scheduling wise and took it to a dealership, and they took a look, and apparently there were some components inside the mechanism that needed replaced and fixed. So we got all that, anything of getting into the actual machinery of the car versus just like some like fluid maintenance is going to cost an arm and a leg, unfortunately. But I'm glad I got it fixed, and I mean that kind of opens up opportunities to do like road trips with that vehicle with Lydia and not having to worry about cooking her in the back seat. So I'm okay with that. And then additionally, there have been some video games that Ashley and I have gotten into. Right now it's Minecraft, but there's kind of others that she's shown interest in, and so I was looking into getting my laptop set up for her to play on. And I was running into a number of snags on getting the one I own. I mean, it's I think the laptop's like 12 years old at this point, so I mean it's kind of understandable that it's not quite working. But like I would plug it in to like charge up the battery, and there was something causing like a short to feed back into the electric outlet to the point that the fuse box in our garage would like shut off for like safety. And it's like, okay, I guess like something's going wrong here. So like with a number of trial and errors of trying to figure things out, it turned out that it was actually just the power cord that was a problem, and it wasn't the computer, thank goodness. So I was still able to get it on and charge once I ordered a new power cord. Money there. And then but when I got it up and running, and ran some updates and all that kind of stuff, it's still running on Windows 7. So any of the Microsoft games that I've done on Game Pass are just like, oh, we'll wait until you have Windows 10. Like you get that message. Like it's not like your stuff is out of date or anything like that. It's just gonna be like, oh, you want to play Game Pass? Okay, we'll wait until you get Windows 10. It's like, all right, thanks. Very passive aggressive there. So unfortunately, a lot of the games we were looking to utilize on that laptop can't be used because it's too old of a processor now. So I mean, I think it's still worth holding on to for like some of the emulation and stuff that I do, and we could still like play like old like NES, SNES games on it if we wanted to. But doing any of the more modern games that are out there right now, if we're looking to do multiplayer, wasn't going to cut it. So we decided to go out and look for a new laptop, and and so we found one. And I mean, like it's a pretty simple gaming laptop, and it was actually kind of like shocking to me. Well, it shouldn't be shocking, but it was funny to me that like my previous laptop had like a CD disk drive, and it had a pretty good hard drive and that kind of stuff. And the pad was large enough that like it had like a number pad on the side and all this kind of stuff, and the screen I think was like 14 some inches. So it was a really big laptop, and I really liked it. But like all the ones that they had in stores that we saw are all these like little things, and and it's like, but I mean it's mostly because the technology is getting smaller and smaller. But I mean like the image on the screen is like super crisp, and the the graphics card in it is like pretty up to date. And I mean like all the disk drives and whatnot are like solid states. They're not even hard drives anymore. So everything's gotten smaller. So it was kind of like, is this really gonna measure up to my monster lap? Yeah, it does. So but yeah, it's been fun so far. It's been kind of a reconnecting for me and Ashley too, to be able to play Minecraft wherever in the house again, and that kind of stuff. So it's been a lot of fun to kind of do that with her, and see what else she might be interested in, because now that we have stuff that can keep up with what we want to do. So hopefully sorry, I'm losing myself now. So that's going to be a lot of fun though. I think I'm trailing off here, so it's a good sign that I need to cut myself off. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next month. Till then, take care, and see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Alright, and that's it for today's Joe Wednesday. Click up here to see the previous Joe Wednesday, and click down here YouTube thinks you might like this one. We'll see you next time. Bye.